Las Vegas insisting something is out there after allegedly having a close encounter of the third kind.
Says something crashed into their backyard, prompting them to call 911, saying they saw creatures walking around.
Something landed or crashed. Whether it was non-humans or not, it certainly scared the people living on this property.
Today, we're unearthing truths from the Las Vegas UFO crash, a tale of unexpected visitors, towering 8-foot creatures, and a terrified witness right in his own backyard. Trust us, they were 100% not human. Wondering how this unfolded? Curious to know what these beings were? Stick with us and let's dive into the unexplored and, until now, untold. A super tall, greenish creature, like something straight out of a sci-fi flick, was said to be lurking behind a forklift in a Vegas family's backyard, right? Happened just after a supposed UFO took a nosedive around April 30th, May the 1st. This one guy, who didn't drop his name, got on YouTube and described his encounter. He paints this wild picture of the thing, a face you wouldn't forget, huge feet, shiny eyes, massive mouth. He could hear it breathing, deep and loud, and he could see its stomach moving, and it's just gazing at him, right? At about midnight on May the 1st, this guy dials 911. He's dead sure that he has found aliens and sounds freaked out of his mind. The Las Vegas police were far from dismissive when they got this late-night call. To add to the intrigue, one of the cops had his body cam running that night and captured something pretty bizarre just before the clock struck 12. A trail of this luminescent, almost eerie green light that darted across the inky sky, tracing a path from one corner to the next, before seeming to crash, disappearing into nothingness. The story got even weirder. It wasn't just our lone alien spotter who'd noticed this strange occurrence. There were 21 others scattered across eastern California, Arizona, Nevada, and all the way in Utah, who reported having witnessed the same mysterious green light. That's according to the American Meteor Society, who keeps tabs on all these celestial happenings. Now, our first-hand witness, the original caller, didn't just stick to his 911 story. He took to YouTube under the mysterious moniker of Alien Society 51 and started to paint a rather compelling picture. He provided some hard-to-ignore proof. Clips from the body cam footage that corroborated his story, the sound of a loud crash, and the ripple of aftershock caught on his neighbor's doorbell camera, and a chilling image of a perfect circular imprint in his backyard, an eerie residue left behind by the alleged alien aircraft. As per our protagonist, he and his brother were just having a normal night, working on his car in their backyard when they were startled by something falling from the sky. It was about midnight, and the usual quiet was shattered by a bright light tumbling down from the sky. It was followed by a massive impact, a bang that echoed in the silence, and an accompanying shockwave. Everything in the backyard became blurry, as if caught in a haze. Then he heard an unnerving sound, what seemed to him like 1,000 footsteps echoing around him, which just as suddenly went silent. Gathering his courage, he dialed 911. He spoke of towering creatures, one standing next to the crashed UFO and another peering from inside. He described their shiny, oversized eyes and vast mouths that were unlike any human feature. He was adamant about their alien origin.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified of it.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
The cops arrived on the scene with their body cams capturing every moment. One of the officers confessed to the witnesses that his partner had seen the same strange green light. The pieces of this otherworldly puzzle were coming together, creating a tale straight out of a Hollywood sci-fi blockbuster. The mystery remains. What really happened that night? Things started getting even more interesting when renowned journalist George Knapp, the guy who's broken some of the biggest stories about UFOs, got wind of the whole thing. He told Fox News Digital that he'd been in touch with the family at the center of it all. After talking to them over a span of 4 weeks, he was pretty convinced that they weren't pulling a prank. No hint of a hoax, he said. The local law enforcement also didn't take it lightly. The officers who rushed to the scene after the 911 call took the whole thing pretty seriously. They chatted with the 3 witnesses who had seen it all happen, and according to Knapp, they found the witnesses sober and believable. They didn't just take their statements and leave. Oh no, they combed the backyard looking for any kind of evidence, tried to find more witnesses in the neighborhood, and even went back for a follow-up visit a day later. Knapp and the family had quite a few chats over the course of these 4 weeks, and with each conversation, he was more convinced that they weren't making it up. But despite all this, he admitted that the truth about what actually happened was still a mystery. The authorities were just as clueless about what had crashed in Las Vegas that fateful night. But things started really kicking up a notch when this former intelligence official, David Charles Grush, started spilling some classified beans. He got in front of Congress and the Intelligence Community Inspector General and dropped this bombshell. Apparently, there are super secret programs out there that have managed to get their hands on intact and partially intact vehicles that didn't come from any factory on Earth. Can you believe it? Now, naturally, after a revelation like that, there's this growing chorus of voices demanding the US government to just let the cat out of the bag already. They want evidence of UFOs out in the open. Let's have some transparency about these mysterious flying objects, they're saying. Adding fuel to this curiosity fire, NASA decided to get in on the act. About a year ago, they kicked off this in-depth study on all these strange sightings that people have been reporting over the years. Earlier this month, they decided it was time for a little show and tell, and held their first public meeting about all the strange stuff they've been investigating. What really got people talking was that the panelists at this meeting seemed genuinely excited about their work. It wasn't treated as some laughable side project. No, these people were genuinely interested in these mysterious sightings and were glad to be taken seriously. Think about it. There are scores of people who swear up and down that they've seen UFOs or even aliens. And it's not just eyewitness accounts. There are all sorts of strange readings popping up on sensors that no one can explain. The panelists were keen to point out that it didn't really matter whether these sightings and readings were from little green men from Mars or not. The fact is, something peculiar is happening. There are phenomena that we just can't explain, and that in itself is worth investigating. They are looking to delve deeper into this mystery, to try and uncover what's really going on. Back in April 2020, the Pentagon decided it was time to clear the air, literally and figuratively. They went ahead and released 3 videos, and they were footage of UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, or UFOs, as most of us like to call them. Now, the first of these videos dates back to November 2004. Imagine this. It's just an ordinary day when suddenly this video surfaces, showing these mysterious little flying objects zipping through the sky. But here's the twist. This footage didn't come out of the blue in 2020. It was actually leaked way back in 2007, and somehow the US Navy stumbled upon it 2 years later. But wait, there's more. 2 other videos entered the scene, both recorded in January 2015. The Department of Defense, which usually keeps their cards close to their chest, actually acknowledged that these videos were legit Navy footage. You might be wondering, why would they release something like this? Well, the Pentagon did a thorough review and decided that sharing these videos wouldn't be giving away any super secret tech or messing with any investigations, so they gave the green light and released these tantalizing videos to the public. They were titled FLIR 1, Gimbal, and Go Fast, and the New York Times and To the Stars Academy of Arts and Science initially published them, and people lost their minds. FLIR 1 is this grainy black and white footage showing an object that seems to defy the laws of physics. The gimbal video shows the pilots tracking this weird rotating object in the sky, and you can hear them freaking out a little, trying to figure out what in the world they're looking at. And then there's Go Fast. The object in this video is hauling some serious tail across the ocean surface, and the pilots lock onto it. This just shows that maybe the sighting in Vegas actually isn't a hoax. The strange light in the sky, the tall creatures, and the physical remnants in the backyard all pointed to an event that was far from ordinary. But what exactly was it? Well, that's still up in the air. The mystery deepens, and all we can do is wait and wonder as we try to unravel this strange alien enigma. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.